Hello and welcome. In today's short lesson, I want to talk to you about timing issues, a really key idea to remember over the board to not find yourself in some difficult situations. So what do we mean by timing? Well, timing simply means having enough pips to play so that we're not forced over the board in having to make awkward and difficult plays that would ultimately damage or even destroy your position and most likely result in you leaving and exposing blots. Now we're going to start with some simpler positions and move to more complicated ones as we go along, so stay tuned. Now in his first position it's completely symmetrical, but white is on roll. Who do you think is winning? So here, even though white is on roll, white's game winning chances are only 40%. And that's because all of white's rolls, besides 3-1, 2-1 and double 1, that's 31 out of 36, are going to end up breaking his board. So he's going to end up breaking the 6 prime to a 5 prime and remaining stuck, giving greens good sixes to escape. So here, white is not the favourite currently to win this game because he's run out of timing. If we make an adjustment to the position and move one of white's checkers from the 6 to the 12 point, giving him 6 extra pips, now white is the favourite and his game winning chances have increased from 40% to 53% because now you can see many of white's rolls play better and it will be green's turn next to crunch his board. And that's exactly what we want to happen in these prime v prime scenarios. We want our opponent to crunch so we can escape. A general rule of thumb is when you play these prime v prime positions, which are quite common, you want to be behind in the race. By being slightly behind, it will often be your opponent who has to crunch first because he will run out of timing. So let's look at another symmetrical position. Now, white is on roll, but what is the issue? Now here you can see the problem is that sixes are going to leave shots. So any roll that has a 6 besides a double 6, that's 10 rolls, will leave a shot for green to hit back. Also, a number of other rolls are going to end up breaking white's homeboard. So he is again going to end up in a difficult situation where he either leaves a shot or breaks his homeboard. And of course, if green were to hit back, then the game is pretty much over. So even though white is on roll here and has slightly over 60% game winning chances because he could roll, of course, a big double, he has run out of timing still. Now if we were to move one checker from the 6 point to the 13 point and slightly improves white's timing and give him good sixes, his game winning chances will increase by about 3%. Now let's look at a more difficult position. Here green is playing a backgammon and white has rolled a 6-1 and has a choice whether to hit or not to hit. So the correct move by quite a margin is not to hit. By hitting green here, we are improving his timing. Also, you can see on the right the cube action. So white should have cubed this before the roll and green should have passed. However, if white were to hit, which would be wrong, and green were to dance, then it would become a double take. So here you can see how timing influences cube action. As a general rule of thumb, you want to be behind the number of pips of the points when playing a backgammon. So here green has 2 pips on the 24 and 2 on the 23. So green should be behind in the race by about 100 pips and is currently only behind by 80. So by hitting that blot on the bar, you're actually doing green a great service and giving him better timing. So don't do it. Now if we changed the person on roll to green but gave them the same role, how should green play 6-1 here? So the correct move is 23 to 16. Now you can see all of the top moves are to move a checker from the 23 point. Playing 11 to 4 is a big mistake. And here green jumps off the anchor because he is tempting white to hit him to improve his timing. And here you can also see the cube action on the right. So if green were to play the right move, 23 to 16, then it would be a double for white and a take for green. However, if green were to play the wrong move, 11 to 4, then that would be a double for white and a pass for green, because then he would have worse timing. What about this position? So here the correct move is not to hit and to slot the 3 point. Now, slotting to the 3 point is great for 2 reasons. Now, if green rolls a 3 back and hits us, then it improves our timing. Now, if green does not hit us back, then we can make the 3 point. So if we hit or we not hit, we're in a good position both ways. Also, you can see that 3s are duplicated. Now, well done if you recognise that this is actually a double pass before the roll. In these backgammon positions, it's often tricky to find the doubling window, but this is correct to double and correct to pass. And the right move here is simply not to hit to improve green's timing. Giving him 2 on the bar puts him in a much better, well-timed situation where we're likely to be in trouble later down the line when we bear in as white. And finally, the trickiest position. Now, in prime v prime situations, the changes in play and cube actions are often extremely subtle and can be changed by our opponent just having a few more bad rolls. So when comparing these two positions, so on the left, the correct play is 13 to 3, and on the right, the correct play is 13-9, 13-7. And the only difference is we've moved one of green's checkers from the bar point to the 5 point. Now you can also see that on the left, it's a borderline double, no double for white. Whereas on the right, it's a definite double and a definite take. So even the cube action is different on the two positions. So missing the double on the white would be much more of a serious error. On the left, not so much. Now here you can see that the difference lies in some of green's bad rolls. So on the right hand side, it's better to play 13-9, 13-7, because if green were to roll a 2-4 or a 2-5, then he would have to break his board. Even double 2 doesn't play so well. Whereas on the left, it's better to play 13 to 3 and slot, because 2-5 and 2-4 play much better, and actually getting hit there would improve our timing. So there's a lot of subtle variations when comparing positions, and this is something that XG is great for, by the way, in looking at how minor adjustments will change checker play and cube actions. So experiment. Hope you enjoyed the video. New videos every Wednesday. Please like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye bye.